Hey everybody. So here I am. I want to thank those that are stopping by and watching this right now. I'm very nervous, but this is important to me. I started this YouTube channel to get awareness out there on active addiction and recovery and mental health. This is something that's very important to me in my life. Um, you know, I did an introductory the other night, and then I did a little bit of a video of a little bit about me. I was very nervous during those, as I am now. But the video I want to do tonight, I just want to get a few things out there. I know I want to get on here soon and start getting my story out there to bring awareness out there to everyone that I can. I think there's a few things that I just want to share that I think is very important. The biggest reason that this is so important to me, not only did I overdose during my active addiction more than once, I have also lost family members and friends to overdoses. And also, I've seen many people I love and care about end up in prison because of choices that they made because of a drug addiction. And I question a lot of times to God or my higher power, whatever you want to call, why was I spared? Why did I survive this? And also, I live with severe mental health issues from sexual abuse during my childhood. And I even question God, why did I survive all that? I live every day with dissociative identity disorder, PTSD, depression, anxiety. And the only thing I can keep coming to my head, and the answer that I keep getting is because I'm supposed to help somebody somewhere out there. And I believe that deep in my heart. I guess I live with it. They call survivor's guilt sometimes. Why I survived, but others didn't. And that's a very hard thing for me. Because I was no better than anybody else that's lost their battle to addiction and mental health. And I am very grateful for the fact that I'm still here. Because believe me, there was many times in my life that I tried to take my own life because I just didn't want to keep going. But now I see that there is a reason why I'm here. And I'm just praying that somewhere, somehow, my story will help someone. My story in active addiction and the stuff I suffered and my mental health. I'm not saying it's any worse than anybody else's. Anybody that struggles with addiction and mental health, I feel is important. Some stories are worse than others. There's people out there that had it way worse than me in their addiction and mental health, and people that's less, not as bad as mine, but we all matter. Every one of us. And I'm also hoping that somewhere, somehow, I know there's people out there who are family members and friends of people who are in active addiction, and family members and friends of people that suffer from mental health. And I'm hoping that if anything, maybe my story can help them understand just a little bit more about what their loved one is going through. No, I'm not a doctor. No, I don't have any degrees. I said that on my other video. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody who lived active addiction and am now in recovery. And I am someone who has suffered from mental health issues all my life. So, no, I don't claim to know everything. All I can tell you is what I do know. And I'm not saying that how I feel or everything that I say is right. I can only give you my experience and what I feel and what I think. And I'm hoping that that will help. The one thing I want to get out there is a lot of people don't think that addiction is a disease. I didn't think it was either until after it happened to me. I was very anti-drug all my life. I didn't even start using drugs other than prescribed medications that I was prescribed by my doctors, which started me on the road to my addiction. I was so anti-drug. I started using drugs when I was 43 years old. I'm 49 now. Now, if you want to count my years on prescribed medications, of course it was longer because, of course, I did become addicted to my prescription medications. But, what I'm trying to say is, yes, I do feel that addiction is a disease. You would have asked me years ago, I wouldn't even agree to that. I would be like, you're crazy. Like, you're really, truly crazy. I'm sorry. But here's the thing. The one thing I want to get out there tonight is that addiction does not discriminate. It doesn't discriminate at all. What you need to understand is addiction, it doesn't care the color of your skin. It doesn't care about the age. It doesn't care about your sexual orientation. It doesn't care. It doesn't discriminate against anybody. Addiction can happen to anyone, anywhere. And I think that people need to learn that. Don't matter if you have a lot of money. Don't matter if you have zero money. Don't matter if you're middle class. Addiction is serious. And when I say it don't discriminate, it does not discriminate. Just because someone does drugs, they could have had millions of dollars. And by the time addiction is done with them, they could have nothing. Before I started in my active addiction, I wasn't rich, but I led a very comfortable life. And, I went from being very comfortable to having nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. And what's even worse is a lot of people don't understand. I was in active addiction with my husband. My husband went from making almost $100,000 or so more a year in income to us having nothing. We lost everything we owned. Everything. And eventually it even cost us our children. So believe me when I say addiction does not discriminate. And, I'm trying not to cry during this. It's been a long, hard road to get back to where I am. And I have fought long and hard. And I've only been clean almost 2 years now. 22 months I've been cleaned. So no, I haven't been clean that long. But believe me, there is nothing in this world that could ever make me go back down that road I did. I have had to fight hard to get to where I am, to get my children back, to finally start living my life again. And it's been very hard. But I wouldn't trade any of it to get back to where I once was. So, please, for those who have never had an addiction, for those who love somebody in addiction, believe me when I say addicts don't want to be addicts. They don't know any other way to be until they're done being where they are. And believe me, a lot don't make it out. I know that. But for the ones out there who have never suffered from addiction, I get it. You don't understand. You can't figure out why. And for those who don't know people in active addiction that just hate addicts, who hate people in recovery, you'll never understand what it's like and what we go through. So before you throw so much hate out there, please take time to learn first. I get called all the time, names in my direct messages on all my social pages. Call me a junkie, call me a loser, saying that one day I'm going to relapse. Can't say it'll never happen, but in my mind, I know it won't. In my heart, I know it won't. But before you keep judging people in addiction and recovery and people with mental health issues, remember what I just said. Addiction and mental health does not discriminate at all. It can affect you in any way, form. You may be fine today, but tomorrow or maybe a week from now, it may affect you. Maybe not personally, as in you, and how it could possibly be you one day. Because I never thought I would be an addict, but I am. And so could you one day. And you can sit there and tell yourself, no, that would never be me. Because that's what I used to say. Until I became addicted to my prescription medications because of my health issues. And it took me on the journey that I took. So believe me when I say it could be you one day. So be careful. Or it could be somebody you love or care about. Or somebody you just even know. I pray to God that it never happens to you. And I pray to God it never happens to anybody that you love or care about. Because I'm going to tell you what, it's rough. It's fucking rough. It's really rough. And I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. And before you judge us, know this. What we've been through Half of you out there would never be able to get through it. And I'm not being sarcastic, and I'm not trying to sound badass. What people in addiction and recovery go through, a lot of people could not. You couldn't even imagine what we go through and what we've been through. And like I said, I pray you never do. Just think about that the next time before you say something to one of us. Or before you turn your nose up at us or call us names. I did just want to get that out there. Now, I really appreciate people taking the time to come on here and watch this. And I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. That's not what I was trying to do. I will say this though, my videos will be trigger warnings for some people. Because once I start telling my story, I'm not going to leave nothing out, because I think it's important for people to hear my true story. And my true story of my mental illness too. But I really want to thank you for taking the time to come and watch this. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos that you like. Please comment on them if you have anything to say. I will try and answer anybody's questions. I will reply back to people's comments. And please share the videos that you think somebody might need to see or hear. And for all my family in recovery out there, and all my family that are still in active addiction, if nobody's told you today, I want you to know that I love you. And you matter. And you're important. And we stand together in this fight. We may never conquer it completely, but we will conquer a lot of it together, I promise. Have a good day or night wherever you're at. Love you guys.